Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be solving a nice and quick functional equation. We have f of x minus y equals f of x times f of y, and we're going to be finding an expression for this function. So what kind of function satisfies this equation? At this point, you can go ahead and make some guesses, and we're going to check those at the end. So first of all, I would like to replace y with 0. Obviously, we don't have the symmetry here. Notice that x minus y is not the same as y minus x, right? So if you switch x and y, actually that could be another method. You can just do that and that'll give you something, right? Anyways, I'm going to replace y with 0. That's going to give me the following. F of x equals f of x times f of 0. Now f of 0 is a constant. You can go ahead and call that c if you want. You get f of x equals c f of x. And now let's go ahead and put everything on the same side. Don't cancel anything out. That's not good. F of x minus c f of x equals 0. And if you factor out f of x, this is the right way to do it. 1 minus c equals 0. Now from zero product property, which is such a weird name, we get two solutions. F of x is 0 for all values of x in the domain basically, or c is equal to 1. Now, what does that mean, right? F of x is 0 for all x. Well, this is kind of like a function that is identically 0, because no matter what x is, it's always going to be 0, so the c value does not matter in this case. So we're going to look at it case by case, whether f of x is 0 or not. But what is c? c is f of 0, so this implies f of 0 equals 1. Okay? So we're going to look at both cases. For example, first case, f of x is 0 for all x values. If that's the case, if f of x is 0, then since this is true for all x's, it's also going to be true for x minus y, because I can replace x with x minus y. So f of x minus y is going to be 0. This also means f of y is going to be 0. So 0 equals 0. This is always going to be satisfied. So it's all good. F of x equals 0 is definitely a solution. Make sense? Okay, great. That's one of the solutions. Let's go ahead and look at another case. Case 2. What if f of x does not equal 0? Then that implies that f of 0 equals 1, because at least one of these must be 0 in order for the product to be 0, if you're working with real numbers, right? So f of 0 equals 1 implies what? Let's take a look. Okay, now I'm going to write the original equation one more time. F of x minus y is equal to f of x times f of y. By the way, I want to contrast this problem with f of x plus y equals f of x times f of y. You probably know this equation. This is Cauchy's, one of Cauchy's functional equations. And this basically is satisfied by the exponential function, doesn't it, right? You have e to the power x plus y. It is e to the x times e to the y. Obviously, the base doesn't have to be e. Anyways, so, but this is not the case. We have a different scenario. It's kind of like a subtraction to multiplication type of mapping. Okay, that's why it's special. So we assume that f of x does not equal 0. Be careful about that. And that implied f of 0 equals 1. So now I'm going to go ahead and replace y with x, or set y equals to x in this equation. That's going to give me f of 0. And the motivation behind this is because I do know that f of 0 is 1, so I want to use it. So that's going to give me f of 0 equals f of x times f of y, which is the same as f of x because I replace y with x. And obviously, we know from here that f of 0 is equal to 1, because this is f of 0, right? Great, this gives us the following. F of x squared, anything multiplied by itself, right, is equal to 1. And then this gives us two solutions, right? Either f of x is 1 or f of x is negative 1. Let's take a look. And of course, this is true for all the x values in the domain. Let's take a look at each case. The first one looks fine to me, but if you look at the second one is impossible, because f of 0 is 1 and 0 is one of the x values in the domain, so f of x cannot be negative 1 regardless, okay? This is not going to work. So we have to go with this, and this is fine because f of 0 is 1, f of x equals 1 for all x values is fine. Make sense? So at the end, we got two solutions. F of x is either 0 for all x values, or f of x is equal to 1. So this functional equation has two solutions. And this brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you next time with another video. Until then, be safe, take care, and bye-bye.